5 Mercedes you can buy used without going broke. Buying a used Mercedes-Benz after the warranty expires can either be a calculated, intelligent decision or a financial burden that follows you for years. In the U.S. market, the issue is rarely the brand itself. Mercedes has built some incredibly durable cars. The real problem is choosing the wrong generation, the wrong engine, or the wrong configuration. One unexpected repair on the wrong model can easily cost anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000 or more, and most owners only realize that risk after the car is already sitting in their driveway. In this video, we're going to eliminate that uncertainty. You'll discover 5 used Mercedes-Benz models that have proven mechanical reliability after the warranty period, lower failure rates, and most importantly, predictable maintenance costs when properly maintained. This is not about chasing luxury, performance, or brand image. This is about minimizing financial risk, choosing durable engineering, and making a rational long-term decision. We're also structuring this list in reverse order, from the least safe but still acceptable to the most reliable and financially sensible Mercedes you can buy used in the United States today. And by the end, we'll also highlight key engines and configurations you should avoid if you want to stay out of expensive trouble. Let's begin. Number 5. Mercedes-Benz E-Class W211, 2007 to 2009. Starting at number 5, but still one of the safest choices overall, we have the late production Mercedes-Benz E-Class W211. These final years represent a major turning point for Mercedes. By 2007, most of the early issues that affected this generation had already been resolved, resulting in a platform that is far more stable and durable. The recommended configurations here are the E350 with the updated M272 V6 engine, or the E550 equipped with the naturally aspirated 5.5-liter V8 M273. Both are paired with the 7G-tronic automatic transmission. What makes this car stand out is its mechanical simplicity compared to newer Mercedes models. There are no turbochargers, no hybrid systems, and fewer complex electronic dependencies. Once the early balance shaft issues were corrected, which applies to these later years, both engines have a strong track record of exceeding 200,000 miles with proper maintenance. In real-world U.S. ownership, these cars tend to age slowly. Problems develop gradually and predictably, rather than suddenly and catastrophically. That doesn't mean they're perfect. Suspension components wear over time, minor oil leaks can appear, and some models may have air suspension that requires attention, but these are well-documented issues that independent mechanics understand and can repair at reasonable costs. The key here is to avoid early W211 models from 2003 to 2005, which do not offer the same reliability profile. A well-maintained 2007 to 2009 W211 is one of the safest entry points into used Mercedes ownership. Number 4. Mercedes-Benz ML350, 2012 to 2015. Moving up the list, we have the Mercedes-Benz ML350 from the W166 generation. This SUV earns its position because it combines a mature platform with a drivetrain that had already been refined before these model years. Under the hood, it uses the 3.5-liter naturally aspirated M276 V6 engine paired with the 7G-tronic transmission. Again, the focus here is not performance, it's durability and cost control. One of the biggest advantages of the ML350 is that when properly configured, it avoids the complexity that makes many luxury SUVs expensive to own. Models without air suspension are especially important. Conventional suspension systems age more predictably and are far less expensive to repair. In real-world conditions, many ML350s exceed 180,000 miles with no major drivetrain repairs when maintenance is consistent.
Common issues include wheel bearings, suspension bushings, and minor oil leaks, all expected wear items rather than major design flaws. However, vehicles equipped with air suspension can quickly become expensive if that system fails. Repairs can run into the thousands, which completely changes the ownership cost. Before buying, always confirm the suspension type, check for smooth transmission operation, and review maintenance records carefully, especially oil changes and cooling system service. From a financial perspective, the ML350 is a rational SUV choice with controlled risk. Number 3. Mercedes-Benz E350 W212, 2012 to 2014. At number 3, we have one of the most balanced sedans Mercedes ever produced, the W212 E-Class from the facelifted years. The recommended version is the E350 with the 3.5-liter naturally aspirated M276 V6 engine and 7G-tronic transmission. By this point, Mercedes had already resolved most early production issues, making these models significantly more reliable than earlier versions. What makes the W212 stand out is its combination of strong engineering, mature electronics, and a drivetrain that avoids unnecessary complexity. Unlike newer models, it does not rely on small turbocharged engines or early hybrid systems. In real-world usage, it's common to see these cars exceed 180,000 miles with no major engine or transmission repairs, provided maintenance is consistent. Common issues include camshaft adjuster wear on poorly maintained engines, minor electronic module failures, and suspension wear on higher mileage cars. But these problems are gradual, predictable, and rarely catastrophic. During inspection, focus on smooth, low-speed transmission shifts, full system diagnostics, and verified oil change intervals. Avoid overly complex configurations with advanced driver assistance systems, as they can increase long-term repair costs. The W212 E350 offers one of the best combinations of reliability, comfort, and manageable ownership costs in the Mercedes lineup. Number 2. Mercedes-Benz GLK350, 2013 to 2015. At number 2, we have a compact SUV that's often overlooked but extremely solid, the GLK350. This model uses the same 3.5-liter naturally aspirated M276 V6 engine paired with the 7G-tronic transmission, both in rear-wheel and all-wheel drive. Again, the focus here is not performance, it's durability and cost control. One of the biggest advantages of the GLK350 is that when properly configured, it avoids the complexity that makes many luxury SUVs expensive to own. Models without air suspension are especially important. Conventional suspension systems age more predictably and are far less expensive to repair. In real-world conditions, many GLK350s exceed 160,000 miles with no major drivetrain repairs when maintenance is consistent. Common issues include ABS wheel sensors, minor oil leaks, and suspension wear on higher mileage cars. But these are relatively affordable and predictable repairs. Before buying, inspect suspension condition, check for uneven tire wear, and confirm maintenance history. Avoid rare 4-cylinder turbo versions, as they have higher failure rates and greater long-term risk. The GLK350 represents a safe, conservative entry into Mercedes SUV ownership with controlled long-term costs. Number 1. Mercedes-Benz C350 W204, 2012 to 2014. At the top of the list, we have the most balanced and financially safe option, the Mercedes-Benz C350 from the final years of the W204 generation. This model uses the naturally aspirated 3.5-liter M276 V6 engine paired with the 7G-tronic transmission. By 2012, Mercedes had already resolved many of the early issues that affected this platform, including electrical problems and suspension weaknesses. What you get here is a relatively simple, well-understood, and durable luxury sedan. The absence of turbochargers and hybrid systems reduces long-term complexity and repair costs. In real-world conditions, these engines frequently exceed 150,000 miles with no major engine repairs when properly maintained. Common issues include intake manifold actuator failures, oil leaks, and worn engine mounts, all known problems with predictable repair costs. During inspection, a full diagnostic scan is essential, along with verification of realistic oil change intervals. The transmission should be tested carefully at low speeds, where wear typically shows first. Most importantly, avoid four-cylinder turbo versions like the C250 from this period, as they have higher failure rates and greater long-term risk. The C350W204
The C350W204 stands out because it offers a controlled ownership experience where risks are known, manageable, and financially predictable. Final thoughts. The key lesson here is simple. Not every used Mercedes is a financial gamble. The difference comes down to engineering maturity, drivetrain simplicity, and maintenance history. The models in this list share the same core strengths: naturally aspirated engines, proven transmissions, lower mechanical complexity, strong reliability records in the U.S. market. None of them are risk-free, but all of them offer predictable aging and manageable repair costs, something that protects you from sudden, expensive surprises. Always avoid early production years, avoid small turbocharged engines when possible, and avoid overly complex configurations that add risk without improving durability. Prioritize service history over mileage, condition over appearance, and documented maintenance over promises. If you do that, owning a Mercedes without a warranty becomes a calculated decision, not a gamble. If you're considering buying one of these models, drop a comment with the exact year, engine, and mileage, because in the world of used Mercedes, those details are what separate a smart purchase from a financial mistake.